Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Chapter 212 is officially out, and I am going to just say this one thing at the very start of this video. This is the first chapter in a while where I genuinely have no complaints at all, in that this generally got me excited, full stop. Like, I literally cannot find anything really wrong with this chapter, as this also shows the downside of the, at least, bi-weekly release and coverage of this series, because a lot of previous points and criticisms I had have been retroactively dealt with, at least with this chapter for now. My criticisms still relatively stand with how this arc has been paced and basically progressed the story in any way, but this recent chapter does give me more hope that there is a lot more planned out for what's going on, and what we got at the end of this chapter was genuinely great and shows that the Calamity Bloods are not done yet and aren't as easy to deal with, as we are just now entering the real fight against them. And also, some genuinely awesome artwork that I have to say that I'll get into later. Before we jump into this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. Also, sorry for the lack of a Fairy Tail Friday video last week. I legitimately had nothing recorded at that point. Life had me a bit behind with other content, so I had no Fairy Tail videos pre-recorded. So I'm going to be spending this week, outside this chapter, recording at least 2 to 3 extra videos so you guys at least have something between these breaks, because I really don't like not being consistent with this Fairy Tail content. But anyway, let's just jump right into this chapter. Chapter 212 of 100 Years Quest, titled The Dragons. Cover image is of Sting and Lecter. And I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely one of my favorite fits that Sting has on, even though it is not actually canon. I would love to see Sting in just casual wear like this. It looks really damn cool. It's fresh as hell. But now onto the chapter. As we start things off with ERZA, my love. She is in her new Constellation armor as she's staring down Mother Glare. She lunges at her and slashes her right across the chest, but it's blocked by her tail. ERZA weaves and dodges out of the way as Mother Glare uses her tail as a weapon to attack. But ERZA uses Meteor to get around and try and find a good vantage point, speeding around Mother Glare, boosting her speed. As she does manage to land one quick blow on Mother Glare, this does get a reaction out of her. So ERZA did manage to land a blow this time. However, ERZA tries to lunge in with Meteor, but Mother Glare instantly tells her that the same trick's not going to work twice, and turns around and elbows ERZA square in the chest, knocking her down. ERZA tries to get back up, as we noticed that with Meteor, she wasn't going in for the actual strike, but setting up her ultimate spell, or one of them, that she says she learned from Jalal, telling Mother Glare that she's going to be judged by the 7 stars. So this dialogue 100% confirms that ERZA learned her celestial body magic from Jalal. Now people are going to say, wait, how did this happen? When did she learn this? Because remember, after Alvarez, and I hate having to keep repeating this to some people, after Alvarez and the start of 100 Years Quest, there was a year-plus time skip before the final chapter of the manga and the beginning of 100 Years Quest. It's been a little over a year since 100 Years Quest started, and ERZA has had some interactions with Jalal, obviously. So it makes sense that during that 1 year time frame, Jalal taught ERZA how to use celestial body magic. And this is a really good kit for her to have, as she doesn't just solely rely on her brute force and her weapons. As we see right now, she used Meteor to boost her speed in order to get a good attack in on Mother Glare, but even when her attack was seen through, ERZA used that to use Grand Chariot. And that's where we're jumping back into this chapter, as we see the massive explosion of Grand Chariot, as ERZA believes she landed a good hit on Mother Glare. But we see, clearing the smoke, a pile of dead dragon children that Mother Glare just instantly created and birthed and used as a shield to protect herself from the damage. Now, I don't know if ERZA has her Dragon Slayer seal active. I don't think she does. She might, for all we know. I didn't get a good chance at her Fairy Tail mark. But this shows that Mother Glare, at least in human form, could sustain some form of damage from a powerful enough attack, which is why she used her own children as a shield. ERZA is definitely pissed at that, saying like, I never thought a mother would be using her children like this, with Mother Glare saying that, well, you're a truly fascinating creature. You're neither a dragon or a dragon slayer, but you still smell like a dragon. And ERZA does literally say, well, considering who my mother was, it kind of makes sense that she has the scent of a dragon on her. Mother Glare spawns forth another barrage of her children as ERZA goes and slashes right through them, saying, we've both suffered because of our mothers, haven't we? So ERZA slashes through a whole bunch of these dragon kids as she rushes towards Mother Glare and re-equips into another new armor, as this surprises Mother Glare for the actual first time in this fight, as ERZA says that this is Wendy's special enchantment, the power to don dragon scales, Dragon Slayer armor. I am genuinely just awestruck right now. This looks awesome. The dragon-esque wings, the dragon bones that ERZA has on her, it looks fan-freaking-tastic. This is definitely probably my favorite armor that ERZA has worn in a good while. And this is definitely a good evolution of Dragon Slayer enchantments. Because instead of just enchanting her own magic with it and her armor with Dragon Slayer properties, or having Natsu's Dragon Slayer flames enchanted onto a sword, with Wendy's help, she basically created Dragon Slayer armor. Dragon Slayer magic enchanted within this armor. Now, to how they donned dragon scales, I genuinely don't know. Unless between the battles with the last few dragon gods, they collected dragon scales and put them together. I just think that it's more like a literal, just a metaphorical representation that ERZA is taking on the properties of a dragon to fight. And I'm not gonna lie, this looks just, again, it looks sick as hell. My favorite ERZA armor in a while. And in this fight, we got two new armor reveals. One that focuses and enhances her celestial body magic, and this one with Dragon Slayer magic already enchanted within it. As in this double page spread, when we get the reveal of this armor, she actually lands a critical blow across Mother Glare's chest. But Mother Glare is not down for the count. She says, it seems you humans still don't understand. And with a menacing look, her scales begin to crackle and form around her face, saying you don't understand how strong dragons are. As we cut back with another double page spread with Gray and Juvia, as Anchor breaks free from the ice that was imprisoning him and goes into his full dragon form, announcing himself as Anchor the Sea Prism Dragon. And another double page spread with Lucy, Wendy, and Wed, Rockbuild wakes back up and enters his dragon form, announcing that he is Earthbuild the Rock Soul Dragon. It will show you humans how powerful dragons are. And in the final double page spread of the chapter, Mother Glare goes into her full dragon form and stares directly down at ERZA, saying, we'll teach you to fear us. And that ends the chapter. Not only did we get 5 double page spreads in this chapter, but we had 4 in a row. That is crazy. And I have to say, Mother Glare's dragon form in this manga is so awesome. Like, legitimately, this is the closest Uena has gotten to mimicking Mashima's detail-oriented and really well-shaded art style. If you take this panel of Mother Glare and compare it to other dragon designs in mainline Fairy Tail, it is shockingly close to how a lot of these dragons looked in terms of the detail in them. Like, I have to give praise to the guy. He came very close to Mashima's art style in terms of the detail. This might be a hot take, but I gotta stand by it. But this ends the chapter, and honestly, I definitely judged things way too quickly, like many others have, due to just how Fairy Tail has been with this arc, and the last arc specifically, because, thinking that Anger and Rockbuild were out of the count, and how things were done and executed, felt way too easy, and kind of, anticlimactic, and took away the glory from other characters. But I am so glad that I was wrong, and I hate that I fell under the whole, at least at this point, bi-weekly trend of just getting something happening in a chapter and now waiting to see if anything changes. Because that is a problem to an extent when it comes to reviewing a series on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, with every chapter, you have to think of it as its own complete story. And so, in the grander scheme of an arc, it could look better in a binge. But going by the chapters individually, the last few chapters have been either really good with some issues, or had some nice moments, but was just genuinely flawed in a lot of ways. This chapter does, for now at least, I have to emphasize, for now, solve my issues with the Calamity Bloods recently, as they're not out of the count just yet. They haven't gone dragon mode, so obviously the possibility was still there. And I'm glad that they have gone dragon mode, because now they're full strength. They're not holding themselves back in human form, as now this basically confirms that Gray and Juvia are fucked. Because Gray doesn't have Dragon Slayer magic, and unless he manages to get back into using that black ice form and combine it with Juvia in some way, they stand no chance against Anchor, because dragons in their full dragon mode are highly resistant to pretty much every type of magic. They're not fully immune, but they are highly resistant to magic in general, unless it's dragon or Dragon Slayer magic. So that is something that we have to take into account. Wendy and ERZA will have some chance, since, you know, Wendy's a Dragon Slayer and can enchant Lucy with Dragon Slayer properties. But Lucy now has the perfect opportunity to finally use the Mercphobia key. Because my god, if she doesn't use the key now, it really feels like Marshal's like, okay, I know I misled you with the rock build fight initially to build up with the Natsu thing and with Ignia, but here's rock build in full dragon mode, full power, no holding back. Yeah, now's definitely a good time to bring out the water dragon god to fight with Lucy and Wendy to win. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. And ERZA being stared down by Mother Glare is genuinely intimidating. This is definitely the most aura that the Calamity Bloods have given since their like initial panel introductions. This is genuinely great. And also, ERZA using Grand Chariot. Fantastic. I liked how she misled Mother Glare with the initial meteor attacks, just so she can set up the entirety of Grand Chariot, and Mother Glare using her children as a literal shield, showing just how freaking brutal and ruthless she is. And I like the misleading of ERZA with the fully revealed new Dragon Slayer armor that was forged thanks to Wendy's Dragon Slayer enchantments, that was able to actually harm Mother Glare, but it being a fake out instantly. It was a good hit, good clean hit, but Mother Glare instantly realized, okay, yeah, you guys are getting way too cocky. I'm done playing around. We're going full dragon. And I am genuinely happy. The hype was there. We had a really good fight. It did not end so quickly. And now I pray that that other Dragon Slayers show up. Like, I genuinely want the other Dragon Slayers and maybe Celine to show up to help fight the dragons, because at least with Wendy and Lucy, they can bring out Mercphobia to help in their fight. Even though Mercphobia is not as strong as it used to be, that will definitely be something to bring in. ERZA is going to have a tough time fighting Mother Glare, even with this new Dragon Slayer armor, so I expect somebody to come in and help. Maybe Celine? Gray and Juvia are going to need the most help, because they literally have nothing that can actually harm a full-fledged dragon at this point, even with their love unison raid. And I'm curious to see what the fight with Loxus is looking like, and what the fight with Mira Jane is looking like, because I feel like this is a good point to like leave us on, and then head us straight into the other two Calamity Blood fights to see how they're doing, and then end off with them going full dragon mode, as this does feel like more like the actual final boss rush that I have wanted since this section of the arc has started. So let's see where this goes. Obviously, this could end like badly in terms of pacing and how things are presented. I am still tempering my expectations due to my experience with this arc thus far. But as of this chapter, my expectations are back up, and I am hyped. I am genuinely hyped. A lot of good stuff in this chapter, and I literally have no actual real issues for this chapter at all. Very good chapter, one of the best we've had in a bit. So I'm excited for what happens next. But do guys let me know your thoughts, opinions, and theories on this chapter and what will happen going forward in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, once more, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, shows you guys enjoy making on the channel, and shows you want to keep me making them and you want to see more. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you all have an awesome day.